And we're back with another Rate My Collection episode. Thank you for your continued support, for your continued submissions into this series, and for just being a part of this. Thank you for engaging in the comments, giving me all the help that I need to give these people great suggestions. I hope that everyone that has been submitting has enjoyed the rating so far. Just quick reminder. This is always subjective. This is nothing personal whatsoever. If I give your rating a score lower than what you anticipated or hoped for, first off, I apologize that I missed the mark on that, but it has no bearing on how you feel about your collection. If you feel your collection's a 10 out of 10, that's what it is. If you feel like it's less, that's what it is. At the end of the day, the opinion that matters the most is the one that you feel towards yourself, okay? So these are just simply recommendations, purely entertainment. Just want to always give that disclaimer out. Folks, today there are some lovely collections. They are very well done, and most of them, if not all of them, don't really have any gaps. Some of them have a little bit more story, some do not, and I like the recommendations that I have picked out. So let's go ahead and dive into our first collection. The first one comes from AKAK. I don't know their name, and I apologize it took so long. I know you resubmitted like 3 or 4 times, but this is just simply the message. Updated fragrance collection. Would love to see you review it and get a suggestion or two about what to go for next. Really enjoy your content and having someone finally talk about unique fragrances. Thanks. You're welcome, and thank you as well. The collection here is very nice. We'll get this screen recording and get into the breakdown. Here we go. So it's a very nice collection. I love the setup. I love the simplicity here. I love how easy it is to see everything. And it looks to be a really decent sized collection. So kudos for not going overboard. First thing I saw right away when I was just looking at this as it is right here, you have a very great variety of houses. You've got a few, as I've looked through, it looks like you don't have more than 3 per house, which I think is really great. I think it's a great way to get a couple, dabble here and there, and then move on to another house and get a wide variety of different tastes. So let's look in here. Obviously down here, we've got a few homages. These are very new homage. Would love to see some older ones, but that's okay. These are really great ones. Decision, Jubilation 40, Outlands, all big hyped ones. African leather, always love to see that. The YSL, I'm guessing, is Baby Cat or Tuxedo. Witty in London, Dolce & Gabbana, Ombre Supermassive. I never really spent much time with that. I'm guessing this Omen Luxury is probably Caden. Hopefully it's not Oud Aqualaria. We'll see. You'll know why I said that in a bit. If I had to guess, that Guerlain is probably Herbes Troubadour. I think that's how you say it. That looks like Duke's Carpet, potentially. Ira, Vibrato. Let's see. Orpheon, some Diptyques. You get a little redundancy over here with the Mephistos. You got Gentle Uomo and the original one. I'm guessing that's going to be 40 knots, or maybe one of the Torinos. Love to see Uden down here. Sedley, Raja Burlington 1819. Beautiful stuff. Up top, we've got some cheaper or more affordable ones, except for the Louis Vuitton, obviously. So Imagination, Bois Imperial Straight, Love, looks like Mustache, some Coaches, some other designers. I like seeing Terre d'Hermes and the Ogivray. I, for one, am okay with having a few flankers here and there in a collection, just because these are very different fragrances. Up here we've got, looks like a Blue Noir behind the Allure Homme Edition Blanche, so love to see that. Gin Tonic, some Prada L'Homes, a couple MFKs. Shalimar was one that I did not expect to see. Intense Oud from Gucci, love that one. Got some classics up in the back. Love to see Miranda and Pardon, Gris Charnel, Le Lion. Yeah, it's a beautiful collection. Very well rounded, very diverse. Not too many holes. I was trying to find holes here and there, and honestly, couldn't really find it. As I looked at this collection, though, this kind of feels towards a best of collection, where we're kind of focusing on the best of the house, or maybe the most approachable from each house. overall, it's a really nice collection. It's lacking just a touch of depth, I would say. Overall, I'm going to give this collection an 8. It's a very nice collection, but most of these have seen a lot of public hype here and there. You've got a couple gems, which I love to see, like these Nasamatos. These are gems. Pardon is a beautiful chocolate oud and patchouli fragrance. Love to see the Issey Miyake up here. That's a fantastic fragrance. Loving to see Tango looks like. Here and there, you've got some gems. But what I would love to see is just go a little deeper into other houses or into some houses you already have, like with Amouage. Maybe go a little bit older. You know, check some of those things out. With Creed, check out another Creed. You got Virgin Island water. Maybe Creed's not your thing. That's fine. But overall, it's a really nice collection. What I'm going to recommend for you, first off, you had a couple oud fragrances, which is great. The one, this isn't even an oud fragrance. It's akin to oud. It's going to be kind of a floral, fruity, earthy fragrance. Recommending Promise. So you don't have anything from Frederic Malle in your collection. And this is a great one for the price. I think you can usually get this one around $250 to $300, depending on where you find it. And it's a really dense and like heavier fragrance than what you have in your collection. A lot of your collection is surprisingly light. I think you may really enjoy this fragrance. It's fruity, like with apple, lots of apple. You got some rose in here, pink pepper, patchouli, cypriol, leather, hints of smoke here and there. But overall, this is a really just rock solid fragrance. And then the other thing I noticed that you were kind of missing was kind of like a classic like fougere type scent. And not recommending a run-of-the-mill one, I kind of want to recommend that you check out Silver from Clandestine Laboratories, particularly because I think you would really benefit from having something more on the artisanal side. For all those that watched my artisanal video, I apologize for how I pronounced it the entire time. I was doing it completely wrong. But Silver is very much in that fougere barbershop quality, but ambery, metallic, cooling. It's got this really interesting like rock kind of thing. I don't know how like how do you describe that? Kind of like a cave, like stone. I think it's a really cool fragrance. I think you might really appreciate it, but would recommend you sample it before you buy it. So yeah, that's my rating for your collection. I hope you enjoyed it, folks. Make sure you drop some feedback on the first collection. Now for the second collection. This is going to come from Rick. So Rick writes, "Hi Nick, I only listen to a few influencers and you are one of them. This is my fragrance journey. I'm older, so it might be a bit longish. I was born in 1961, and my father always wore fragrances, starting with Old Spice, then Brut, then Aramis, then the original Eau Sauvage, Chanel Pour Homme, Givenchy Gentleman, etc. All classics. At the age of 17, I bought my own fragrance, which was Paco Rabanne Pour Homme, followed by Guerlain Habit Rouge and Vetiver. I love Guerlain Vetiver. Halston Z14, Polo, Yatagan, and Kouros. Classics. And more. After a couple of years, I started developing headaches and watery eyes and couldn't even walk through a department store cosmetic area without developing a full-blown headache. Then in 1991, I bought a bottle of Eternity. The same thing happened. Then in 97, I bought L'Eau d'Issey, Eau de Hadrian, and Hermès Citron Concentré. Same thing. Then last year in March, I got started talking to a friend who was wearing Bleu de Chanel, and I began reminiscing how badly I missed fragrances. I went home and Googled if my old fragrances were still available, and of course now they have become classics. Yup. In March of last year, I began repurchasing a few of my old favorites. I stumbled upon Fragcom and YouTube videos, and now have a little bit over 50 bottles and about 600 samples and decants, and only one blind buy, Hermès Paddock. So amazing. So, what do we appreciate? Vintage. Sadly, don't have the money. I get it. Vintage fragrances have kind of shot up in value. Big, dense scents. So notes like leather, tobacco, oud, smoke, incense, animalic, earthy, grassy, green, carnation. The last three are him. I love vetiver, but the husband is not a fan, yet he enjoys private label. What we don't appreciate, overly sweet, fruity, floral, rose forward, gourmand, or camphorous. Leaves out some oud. Not so big on citrus, even though we have a couple. We have very similar tastes. Favorite houses: Amouage, Nasamato, Orto Parisi, Parfums de Empire, also Sirs Lutens. The vintage ones, yes, very good. It looks like, let's see. Favorite perfumers: Bernard Duchaufour, amazing. Love that. Antoine Lee, beautiful. Christopher Sheldrake, amazing. Cecile Zarokian, Karine Vincent, I can't say her last name. On the wish list, looks like Bracken, Myths, Overture, Journey, Jubilation 40 Man. So a lot of classic Amouage, Silver, and the Silver Oud, King Blue, Megamar, Veride, Taroni, Pardon, from Coven. My goodness, a lot of stuff. Wonderful. FYI, you'll notice other than the aforementioned designers, I have none. That's by design to limit my exposure. Cool. I don't have unlimited funds. I do have some samples for reference. As for my 48 bottles, you'll notice they are arranged by style and notes. Right is classic fougères, chypres, greens, and vetiver. Center is patchouli and musk. Left is oud, tobacco, and leather. FYI, I hate to say it, but Ifra might have something. They usually do, unfortunately. I haven't had a headache or watery eyes since I started repurchasing a year ago. Probably all the oak moss. It's so sad, though. Yeah, oak moss was highly allergenic. All right, here we go. I loved that write-up, Rick. Thank you so much for sending all that write-up and giving me a clear idea of what we're working with. So here is our collection. It's beautiful. It's a very well organized collection. So yeah, over here we have all of our ouds and whatnot. So the Amouage, I think, is Royal Tobacco. It looks like Dior Homme Parfum. Amouage, is that Memoir or no, it's Interlude. Black Iris, I'm guessing. Either Carlisle or Pegasus Exclusive, potentially. Godolphin. Some Surges. Andy Tower. Black Afghano. I don't remember which Orto Parisi that is. Tobacco Oud, Sayat Nova, some Prin. Huh. Nice stuff in this. Santal Astral. There's an Aramis back there. Fun. Kouros. Papillon Dryad. I think I like that one. This is one I love to see. Chypre Palatin from Parfums MDCI. Nice taste there. Oh man, there's a Parfums Empire. Synthetic Jungle, Vetiver Fauve, Vetiver. You do love your Vetiver, I love that. Apex, Terre d'Hermes, Habit Rouge, some Javois. Nice. Oh, look at that. Bois du Portugal. Back here in the back. This is a classic collection. New Look is an interesting one to see in there as well. I love it. It's a great collection. I like the display pretty well. Maybe look into getting some risers, kind of like the previous collection did. It just helps kind of give tiers and stuff easier to see and whatnot, but this is not lovely. I'm very curious what this Mosque Milano is. Looks like it was done by Cecile Zarokian. I think she did Tango, but I can't remember exactly which one it was. And it looks like Ombre Safrano from BDK. That's also one I was not expecting to see. So we definitely know your taste. So I'm not going to be recommending freshies. Because you've done so much exploration and whatnot, I'm going to say your collection is a 9 or a 10, honestly. You do a very great job of staying true to your taste. If you like darker, heavier scents, it makes sense that you would be heavy on those kind of scents. And then obviously your vetivers and whatnot. I think it's awesome. I think you've done the work. You are sampling. This is a 10 out of 10 collection to me. And it's very diverse. It's not focused in on any one house, but you even have diversity in your style of scents, which I love to see. So a few tweaks, work on the display a bit, be proud of it, give some risers or tiered things, just make it look a little nicer if you really want to. It doesn't matter at the end of the day. And then from there, I think you're great. I am looking forward to giving you these recommendations. They're both going to be on the darker, louder side. So the first one I'm going to recommend to you, you said you liked all these leathery, smoky, earthy kind of things, and I immediately was like, I have the fragrance for you, and I'm so excited. So we're going to recommend Last Season from Mea Fashuni. One of my favorite fragrances of all time, in my top 10 for life. Leather, earthy, oud, castoreum, vetiver as well. Green, like herbal bits, woods, all kinds of things in this one. It smells like dirty earth and it lasts forever, and it's loud and it's stunning. The other one might be a bit of a wild card. I was going to throw Silver in on yours, but so obviously check out Silver too from Clandestine Laboratories. I think you'll really like that. But I don't know. I saw Dior Homme Parfum, so I think you like Iris. But for something a little louder, it's not too sweet or anything. It's actually iris and smoke and some vanilla. Check out Iris Obsidian from Third Eye Fragrance Company. This is the one that doesn't get talked about a ton from the house. This is kind of a very smoky iris take on Baby Cat. So what you're going to encounter here, incensey kind of things, smoky kind of things, vanilla, leather, iris. That's kind of what we're getting here. Kind of boozy as well. It's very strong, very unique, quite interesting. I mean, yeah, you had Interlude Black Iris too as well. I think you'll really enjoy that one. It is quite loud, but it's a little sweeter. So again, check that one out. Use code SCENTNICK10 from Third Eye Fragrance Company if you want to save a little bit. Sample it if you will, but we'll go from there. And it was a lovely collection. So thank you, Rick, for sharing that. Folks, make sure you drop your opinions and your suggestions for Rick's collection in the comments below. Let's dive into our last collection, which is going to be from Carlos. Hi, Nick. Great videos. Glad to have found your contact. Anyways, I'm 40 years old from Denver, and this is my collection. This is what I have. What is missing is my bottle of Aqua de Jo EDP and Tarina 21 that I had at my office. Hope you can see what the bottles are. So we have a flat lay and a picture of the collection itself. So let's dive in. And here is our collection. I'm going to go ahead and scroll over it. So this is what the display looks like. Love it. Very small, kind of non-discreet or discreet, just over here in the corner. You're flirting, man, with danger with how close you have those to the edge of the shelves. Not that I have any room to talk. But back over to this. Let's just kind of look up here. So we've got some, classics, very classic dupes and stuff. So Detour Noir, Tarothi Blue, so Leighton and Tygar. I don't know what that one is up there. Some Latafas. Nice. Some Eldos, Herod, Pegasus, Fan Your Flames, some Manceras, looks like Intense Citra Rosé, Tonka Cola, Oud Lemon Mint. Which one is this one? I can't tell. I haven't done much with Goldfield and Banks. Don't know these fragrances right here. Himalaya, Silver Mountain Water, Royal Oud, Naxos, Sartorial. Looks like one of the Halfetis, potentially. For some reason, those bottles look strange to me. Arabian's Tonka. Commodities. Nice. Stronger With You. Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue. Dolce & Gabbana Gray. Interesting. YSLY. Banana Republic. Lacoste. Mont Blancs. A few Tom Fords. Nice to see those in there. Some Michael Malouls. All of Ashes, or a lot of Ashes collection. Some more fairly cheapy / affordable fragrances. Mustache. Bond number 9. Is this a Chez Bond? I don't know which one that is. I am not too familiar with Bond number 9s, guys. Looks like Masculine Pluriel. Kudos there. Baccarat Rouge. Juliet has, so is that not a perfume? So nice little skin scent. Nice. Okay, so as I was looking through this collection earlier, who was it that I think was it Ash that always gave people crap for putting their fragrance lays on their bed? I don't know if you guys ever watched those videos, but he always just bashed people for laying all their fragrances out on their bed. Speaking of Ash, this looks like it's been like it looks like Ash is kind of one of your go-to creators, especially with the Michael Malouls in there. A lot of these are fragrances that I picked up early on in my game because of him as well. So whenever I look at this fragrance collection, I again see a lack of depth. So I see a lot of easygoing fragrances, very likable, simple, not too challenging in any sort. These are all very simple, likable fragrances. The ones I'm seeing that are a little deeper, Royal Oud. Love to see that. Some of these Tom Fords, love to see those. But past that, a lot of these are your typical run-of-the-mill fragrances, I should say. And that's not a bad thing. It's just, it looks like you haven't challenged yourself too much, or maybe you just don't like challenging fragrances. That I don't know. But it looks like we've been keeping on a budget, which is great. So the fragrances I'm going to recommend to you are going to be based on taking you a hair deeper, adding a touch of complexity while still being affordable. I'm going to be rating your fragrance collection a 7. I think this is very much a beginner style collection. No insult there. I just think there's a little bit of work we could do. Let's see. I think we've got a little bit of redundancies here and there. But overall, it's not bad. And if you're happy with it, don't worry about changing a thing, to be completely honest. But I'm not seeing too much personality. Okay? So, my goal is to take you a hair deeper. First one I want to recommend, you had one Xerjoff. You had Naxos, which is a great one to start off with. I think another phenomenal Xerjoff that you would probably appreciate is going to be Uden. So that first collection had Uden. And Uden is potentially my favorite or almost favorite Xerjoff fragrance. It's still fresh, still easy to wear, mass appealing. We're going to get musky citruses with vanilla, booze, and a little bit of coffee. It's very clean. It's soft and kind of fuzzy smelling. It's cozy. It's a great performer. Great for all your wear, great for a signature scent, but it's a little out of what's normal, or like out of the norm. It doesn't get a lot of talk anymore. And I think it'll take you just a little bit deeper into more complex fragrances. And the next one I want to show you is going to take you to the House of Zaharoff. Again, we're staying clean because I don't want to challenge you too much, but I want to get a little bit of depth. And I'm going to recommend Signature Royale X. You could also go with the original Signature Royale, but I love the X version because it adds a bit skankier musk, or dirtier musk, you could say. A little bit of fruitiness, lavender, so it's soapy clean, still spices at play, sandalwood, a hint of a fake oud, like a synthetic oud in this, your warm musks. This one is very classically masculine. It's going to be very clean, very easy to wear, very nice. This could be a very good clean musk fragrance to wear on a date, or just wear it whatever you want. I think there's so much versatility in that. But yeah, 3 great collections. I love seeing where people are coming from, what they're starting with, how they're evolving, and hopefully these will resonate in some fashion or another. If you guys are curious at all, we'll have links in the description that you can use to purchase them if you want. But yeah, guys, with all that said, make sure you drop your feedback on the collections as you see fit, and we'll go from there. If you want your collection featured, feel free to email me over at rmc.scentnick@gmail.com. Make sure you throw in a very nice picture. Please do not email me multiple emails with multiple pictures for the same collection. Throw it all in the same email. I have a few people that have emailed me 10 times just with a picture. Makes my life very, it doesn't make it harder. It's just not organized. So make sure everything is compiled into one. It helps me keep things organized. I'll get to it when I get to it, guys. I'm trying to do 2 of these a week now. But with that, if you're enjoying the series, if you're enjoying the content of the channel, would you consider hitting the like button and join our community by hitting that red subscribe button? And folks, we'll see you in the next one. Peace.